Welcome to Let's Get Into It. I am your host, Sherelle Higgins. Let's Get Into It is a safe space to have real conversations that are meant to uplift, encourage, and let you know you are not the only one dealing with life. Each episode of Let's Get Into It is designed to provide illuminating and thought-provoking information on a variety of topics. In fact, no topic is off limit. If you would like to see a topic discussed, please feel free to make a recommendation. My special guest and I will have a great time discussing topics that the mainstream media wouldn't dare discuss. We will bring these conversations to you with an open mind, respectfully, from different perspectives, and most importantly, with love. Thank you for joining me and my special guest. Now, let's get into it. Hello, everybody. It occurred to me that it has been 1 year since I started Let's Get Into It. Time sure does go by quickly. And I'm so excited about this show because, as many of you all know who follow me on social media, I get really excited about two events every year. 1 year, early in the year is the CIAA basketball championship. And this other thing is the Virginia State University homecoming. And so I get so excited about those two events because I get to spend the entire weekend with my Virginia State family. And today will be no different. Today, we are going to talk about our experience at CIAA and what it means to us, what we do while we're there, and why we invite you and encourage you to come and join us. Because although we tend to hang out tough as Virginia State alumni, we are a very welcoming group, and we welcome everybody into our circle. And so I just wanted to give you a little bit of background about the CIAA. The CIAA started in 1912, and it was originally named the Colored Intercollegiate Athletics Association until 1950, when they changed the name to the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association. Now, there are 12 schools in the CIAA, and they are Bowie State, which we whooped up on at homecoming this in 2024 for football. Virginia State, of course, my alma mater that I absolutely love. Johnson C. Smith, Virginia Union, Winston-Salem, St. Augustine's, Bluefield State University, Fayetteville State, Livingston College, Elizabeth City, Lincoln University, which I love when we play Lincoln because we always whoop up on Lincoln like bad. And I have a girlfriend who went to Lincoln, but she hang out with us at Virginia State. So, we back and forth until that game starts running away from them, and then she don't really have anything to say. But she still, she a proud Lincoln University graduate. Claflin University, Livingston University, and Shaw University. And, of course, like other Division II conferences, the CIAA has both basketball and football. And so we are, the alumni at Virginia State University, we are really big supporters of the CIAA. And we're going to talk about why that is and the importance of us supporting the CIAA. And so the CIAA schools are in Division II. And so we, constantly play each other as we, navigate throughout the years. The last time that Virginia State won the basketball CIAA championship was in 2019 when they beat Shaw. Now, Virginia State football team went to the championship game and lost to Union in 2024. And so, yes, we were a little bit sad, but again, we have some friendly banter with Union. A couple years ago, their president did a whole prayer saying how they were going to beat Virginia State, and they did. And then our president did a whole thing back at them. And so we all just enjoy it and have a great time. And so my guests today are also very big supporters of the CIAA. And so I want to introduce you to my very, very special guest. And so my first guest that I want to bring to the stage is Dion Saxton. Welcome, Dion.
How are you, Sherelle? Good to be here.
Oh, thank you for joining me. My next guest, and also my sister to my heart, is Antoinette White Woods. Welcome,
Hey,
Antoinette.
hey, sis, thank you. So happy to be here. Always ready to support.
And last but certainly not least, many of you all know exactly who this person is. Herb Vincent Jr. Come on in here, Herb. Welcome.
Hey, everybody. Thank you, Sherelle, for the opportunity. We appreciate you so much.
And so I'm so glad to have you all with me today. Now, the question I was going to ask, Dion has made it obvious with his sweatshirt, but I'm going to ask the question anyway for our audience's enjoyment. So, Dion, what school did you attend in the CIAA?
That would be Virginia State University, my alma mater.
Yes. And what era? I'm not going to ask us about years, but I'm going to say what era were you at Virginia State?
In the 80s. I actually graduated in 1986.
Okay. And Antoinette, what school did you attend?
I love it. I love it. I love it. Class of 87.
All right.
Well, you already see how we rock and roll, so there's no question about where I went.
All right. And what era were you there?
I was there from 82, a freshman class of 82, the 100-year mark, and then transferred out to George Mason, finished at George Mason. But my life started and was created at Virginia State University. That's where my life changed for the better.
Okay. And of course, I went to Virginia State, and my era was the 80s as well. I'm a little bit younger than this group on the line, but it's all good. They were also there when I arrived on the yard in 1984. And so, again, I want to welcome you all. I thought it was important for us to talk about CIAA because I know that I'm not the only one excited about CIAA, and I know that I'm not the only one who goes consistently to CIAA. And so, Dion, approximately how many years have you gone to CIAA?
Oh my. You want to go back to when it was at Norfolk?
Go back.
When it was in Norfolk?
Give me a ballpark.
At the Scope? Norfolk at the Scope? Yeah, that's it's been a lot of years, probably, since I was in school. So that's been a good amount of years. I don't want to put a number on it, but yeah.
Okay, all right, we'll go with that. Okay, Herb, what about you?
You said me, Sherelle?
Yes.
Well, my story is a little different. I'm from Norfolk, and I went to Booker T. Washington High School, and my parents all are from Norfolk, and my heritage is from Norfolk. So I've been going to CIAA since I was a child.
Okay.
Wow.
I didn't knew anything about Norfolk Scope or being an athlete or anything like that. I've been gone to the CIAA tournament since I was probably in elementary school. So I've been accustomed to seeing it. I watched the growth coming from Norfolk Scope, like Dion said, and watching it move around the country. And so we're not gonna put a number on it, but it's been many years.
Okay, legacy. I love it. I love it. I love it. Antoinette, what about you?
Well, I was a late bloomer, and my sister Chocolate, who was affectionately known as Chocolate, but Sharon Jemison Rice invited me to my first CIAA. And I think that was in like 2012, maybe, or something like that. And I saw Dion for the first time there. So I was just super excited. Never have been to a day party or anything. I was green.
Okay, so check this out. We have a comment. Kiani says, "I've been going to Virginia State since I was 4," and
Wow,
so
she got you beat, Herbie.
yeah, she we had on the yard,
Wow.
and I have
That's
pictures with
Virginia State, but not the tournament now.
not the
Herbie's
tournament,
talking
but
about the
Virginia
tournament.
State.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean that's how it all starts, right? And then as
Yep,
when she grew up,
absolutely.
she ended up going to Virginia State and graduating from there. And
Oh
All
wow.
so
right.
it's all about that legacy.
It
For
is.
sure.
Yeah, I'm with you, Antoinette. I was a late bloomer. I went to CIAA like early, like 80, late 80s, early 90s, but then I didn't go for a long time. And then maybe if it's 25, maybe the early 2000s, I
Mhm.
started going back and I go consistently every year now.
Mhm.
I have such a good time that it's just like, why not? And so let me ask you this, Herb. Why is it important to you to attend CIAA?
Well, as you said, as you mentioned about my heritage, and my heritage goes all the way back to my parents, my grandparents. It's just been a unforeseen notion to be able to attend it because that's all I knew. I just knew about there was a league, the Collegiate League of the CIAA, and Norfolk State was actually across the street, or literally across the street, like a couple of blocks away from my high school. So I grew up on the whole the green and gold and the little state, a little state. Just
Yes,
don't
they
remember,
are.
we are a big state. And but just understanding what that looks like and what it was, and then I decided, as when I finished high school, that I was going to attend Virginia State, which was also part of the CIAA. So it just continued on throughout my life, and so it's very important that I represent, where I'm from. I represent where I went, and I represent the fact that big state is big state, little state is little state, and the rest of it just kind of comes together as they may. So that's why it's so important to me to make sure that I always in the forefront of the CIAA.
Okay, and Antoinette, same question. Why is it important to you to attend the CIAA?
Well, for me, I agree with him. I believe that HBCUs are a part of our legacy. My son went to HBCU, Bowie, which we whoop on, and I love to tease him about that. But the other thing also is, supporting that next generation, representing where we come from, um, celebrating our heritage, celebrating HBCUs, celebrating our culture, the relationships, celebrating the Black entrepreneurship. I mean, I see Black excellence. And from the day that the first time that I went, it was so exciting for me to see so many African American people, higher education, all coming together and having a ball. And I mean, we party. So that's a part of it. It's a part of my entertainment that I love. I look forward to it. Just, reuniting with my people. Um, all of that is very, very important to me. And just, again, just supporting, being supportive of all of the events, being supportive of our people who are hosting events, aka Dion and Herbie. I would be remiss if I didn't mention uh, Smitty and Tammy and Crush. Like, those were my first experiences, and they made me feel so welcome. Just there was never a stranger in the crowd. You know what I mean? So that level of camaraderie, that level of family is just undeniable. And it just
Okay, and
keeps getting better and better.
yes, and Dion.
Well, Net touched on everything, so I don't know what else I can say after that. But I do enjoy the pageantry, the fellowships, the relationships that the CIAA encompasses during that time. It's just it's a really fun time for folks to come together, to get together, not only Virginia State but other schools
Mhm.
also. So you get the opportunity to meet other people from other walks of life, from other schools. So yeah, I would agree with that. The whole deal with the supporting of the CIAA, to try to give back in some type of way is really really important. So yeah, I would agree with her and Net on that.
And Dion, you picked up on the one thing I noticed. I wanted to be clear about is the opportunity to give back,
Mhm.
because
Yes,
not only are we giving back to the schools that's in the HBCU, I mean, in the CIAA, we're also giving back to these cities, right? And a
Absolutely.
lot of times it's in predominantly Black cities.
Hmm.
And so we are contributing heavily to their economy every
Yep.
year.
Economic growth. Absolutely.
And a lot of times, it's really good to know that you're not just going out here having a good time, but it's really with a purpose. And so we have Nicole, who said, great topic, and thanks for hosting this important topic as we celebrate the legacy of 50 year of women's basketball in the CIAA tournament. And Stephanie said, great topic. Thanks for exposing the world to the CIAA legacy, heritage, and awesome experience. Great job, Sherelle and other Trojan panelists. So it is really important because, most people have heard of, the NCAA, March Madness, and
Hmm.
all of that, and they get all of the airtime. But, we are slowly but surely starting to get some airtime on the TVs and on the networks, just kind of highlighting, our athletics department, and it's well deserved, right? Our athletes, they play hard, and they deserve the spotlight as well. And
Absolutely.
so I just really go to obviously give back. And really, it gives me an opportunity to stay connected to my Virginia State family. Even though we have a lot of other different events that we have throughout the year, and I try to attend as many as I can as long as I'm in the country. Um, but it really is a great time, to just reconnect. And one of the things I love about the CIAA is, as Antoinette said, the camaraderie, right? I feel so safe when I know that I'm going to a Virginia State function or a CIAA function. I just feel safe as a female out there. And I know that whether I'm with my husband or not, people are going to look out for me, right? And they're going to make
Absolutely.
sure that we're safe and we don't have, drama going on, and, all of that extraness happening. We know we can go and have a good time. And so I really, really enjoyed that about this CIAA. So, Antoinette, for the most recent years, the CIAA was in Charlotte, and then it moved to Baltimore. Do you have a preference on whether it's in Charlotte or Baltimore, and why?
Well, I would say if the weather hadn't been conducive in DC, in the Baltimore area, I might be swayed a little bit. It's very exciting. It was very exciting to go to Charlotte. Get away from home. The weather was always great. But being home is nothing like it. It's nothing like it. I love the Baltimore area, where it's hosted. I love the events, aka, and I just have to say it. Since it's been there, I've not been disappointed. We have supported Dion and Herbie in their events. Have never had an issue. Always had a good time. Just like you said, people are coming out. Those that were hesitant come out. Come out. I've seen how it's grown since it started in Baltimore, and I'm telling you, I've not had a dull moment. Not only that, it's been so great that our children want to come and party with us, and these are our adult children who have graduated and acclimated to different areas in their lives as professionals. And I'm telling you, it's anytime they want to hang out with us, especially Yvette's children, look, it's a party to be had. You hear me? And
That is
then they're able to see the closeness of our alumni as well. And it's just been, trust me, it's been such an awesome experience for me. I look forward to it every year since.
okay, Dion. What about you? Do you have a preference?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I love Charlotte now. Like Nat said, it gives you a chance to fly out of the city to another whole place and party and participate like it's like no other, right? Down in Charlotte, you had Center City, where everything was kind of like centralized. So I love that about Charlotte. Everything seemed to be a little bit centralized there,
Yeah,
and the parties were were within the bars. They had a lot of bars and stuff there. Um, but I enjoy Baltimore also. You know, Baltimore has grown on me in the last 2 years, and I enjoy it as well. But I think for me, the aspect of just getting away, because I live in the area, was more just a tad bit more exciting for me. And still, even when I go to Baltimore and I make it like a staycation because I still
that's
get a
right.
hotel room and stay the whole weekend, even though I'm 30 miles from Baltimore. So yeah, I think that for me it probably was Charlotte edged Baltimore out for me just a little bit, just edged it out just a bit.
Okay, Herb. What about you?
I would say it's a balance of the getting away and the being home, like Dion, and then I'm kind of going to slide in the middle of that. Um, the balance of being able to go to Carolina, it's going to be a little warmer, so it's not going to be as chilly. Since it's come to Baltimore, Dion and I were acclimated into, having our event in the Baltimore area, which is the DMV area. And so since that has happened, I would say I swayed just a tad bit towards Baltimore because of the ability to be able to be creative and to be able to create the events for our people and for all of the HBCUs, because people come from all over the country to CIAA. And the first year, we had a little trickle effect because it was this over COVID. The pandemic was just kicked in, so we had to get over that hurdle. And then the next following year, we were able to have the day party at this eclectic a building that was just blew up, and it was like, wow, okay. So then we got to see all the people draw in and land in and start getting their rooms and enjoying the Baltimore life. So I would sway to the right just a little bit because of it being in the area, and we, Dion and our team and our family and our friends have been able to come and support and love on Baltimore to give it a different perspective. It's kind of like a city up north city compared to a southern city. So I'm kind of in between, but I'm gonna sway towards Baltimore in my opinion.
Well, if I'm completely honest, I absolutely loved it when it was in Charlotte, for all of the reasons that you all said. However, when it moved to Baltimore that first year, I was like, I'm not going. I don't want to go to Baltimore. I'm not going. I don't want to go up to Baltimore. I wanted to be in Charlotte. I'm not going. And then at the last minute, literally, like maybe 2 or 3 days before, my sister Sharon was like, "Y'all should come." I was like, "All right, I'm gonna go and see what's up." We went to CIAA in Baltimore, had a blast. And I was so impressed with how well the city did, keeping
Yes.
us
Yeah.
safe, not having a lot of, panhandling down in the area where we were. I was really impressed. And I was like, okay, I can do Baltimore. I'm here for it. So, of course, I have not missed a time since it's been in Baltimore. But Nicole put a very interesting fact here. She said in 2024, the CIAA tournament generated $32.5 million and created 1,315 part-time and full-time jobs. The event also generated 3.1 million in state and local taxes. Well done, well done.
Yeah, statistics. Look at the stats. The stats are there. The stats are there. Sure. Well, if I could say one more thing too, that I didn't get to experience there, but I got to experience here. And again, I can only toot Dion and Herbie, because one of the things that I experienced is the support of Black entrepreneurship. Like they continue to carve a section for folk to come in and display their merchandise, display their creativity. And that to me is bar none.
Oh, absolutely. And I certainly support the vendors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I like cute stuff. So Sharon said, I love being hosted in Baltimore. The city has done an exceptional job welcoming us to that beautiful city. Absolutely. I agree. And then Nicole also said, I have a 7 p.m. CIAA hospitality suite planning committee to see. So see y'all next week, and let's fill the seats in the arena to support student athletes and celebrate Black excellence. Great job, Trojans. Yes. So let's wait on, because Treva said, I love it in Charlotte. My first time attending the CIAA in Baltimore was last year. I really loved it in Charlotte. Plan to attend again this year. And then Darnell said, we have a Trojan bus heading to Baltimore next week, and we thoroughly Charlotte started taking the CIAA tournament for granted. Absolutely, they did.
Yeah, they
So
did.
here's about the bus trips, right? If you have been on a Virginia State bus trip, you know that is not for the weak. And so make sure you don't spend, the people that's getting on that bus, make sure you don't spend your weekend recovering from the bus trip. So just pace yourself. Make sure you pace yourself. So let me ask this question. Buy tickets. Okay, Sharon says buy tickets to the game. I was getting ready to go into that, Sharon. It is so important. The student athletes need to see us at the arena. Yes. And Stephanie says, when we come together, it doesn't make a difference where we are. There is no other like us, because they not like us.
They not like us.
The last part just fit. So the games. I'm gonna go first because I'm gonna be completely honest, and then that way y'all could, fill in. I tend to go to the games when Virginia State is on the path to the championship, right? And if they're in the championship, I'm definitely going to the game. Antoinette, you went black on me. And so, do you all go to the games, or do you go sometimes but not all the time because of maybe some scheduling conflicts? What's your experience like in terms of that, Antoinette?
Yeah, the technical difficulties.
Antoinette, you having some audio issues. I'm gonna go to Herb. Come on, Herb.
All right, cool. So we normally don't go to the games, and I'm being honest about this because I used to go to the games all the time. When it was in Norfolk, that's how I got introduced to it at the Norfolk Scope. It was so hyped and so exciting. But then when it went to Charlotte, we kind of came in town and just got yourself prepared for the day parties, and just got kind of got lost into the whole mix and didn't really attend the game. But in the last few years, in preparation of our events, did not really allocate a lot of time for us to be able to attend the games. But no excuse here, because we make an effort this year to make sure that we get into the building to support our alum and our alma mater and the other HBCUs, just to be able to make sure that we can lay our eyes on it, because our event is at the Palace, and it's literally a block, maybe a block and a half away from where the arena is. So even going to the game is literally a block down the street. I'm staying right across the street myself. So anyone that's going to the game and going to the game on Friday night, then the event is literally a block down the street. You can literally walk and just come to the Palace and be able to enjoy the festivities after the game. So it kind of all goes together for me. So that's why we're going to make an effort this year, Sherelle, to go to the game and support the athletes, which is very, very important.
Yeah.
Okay, Dion.
Yeah,
what
same
about
here.
you?
And sis, sorry about that. But same here. So just, being more involved with the game and supporting the players, because, that's what generates revenue as well. So
Absolutely. And Dion, what about you?
Yeah, so I went to a couple of games in Charlotte, um, and because I enjoy sports and I enjoy basketball, so yeah, I did go to a couple of the games in Charlotte. And like you said, you tend to go to more of the games if the team is winning, and that's when you really get into the support mode, where you're like, man, I got to be there to cheer my boys on. They're in the semifinals, that sort of thing. So yeah, I've done that in the past. I haven't done it in Baltimore. I haven't been to a game yet in Baltimore, but I plan to do so maybe this year if time permits.
Yeah, that first year, it was in Baltimore. I went to at least one game, I know. So I need to do better with that. So D
Yeah.
said he goes to the games on Friday and Saturday night. And Sharon says I try to go to at least two games depending on when I arrive. I definitely go to the championship game no matter who's playing. And Roku
Mm.
said always when state is playing. When not, I try to catch Friday night and championship game, party in between, hashtag HBCU. Absolutely. So let's switch over to talking about the party life. Because as far as I'm concerned, the party life is lit. Hold on, let's see. Stephanie says, I'm looking forward to attending the tournament and cheerleading competition to see the woo woos. I will pace myself with the day parties. Yes, you got to pace yourself. And so
yes,
let's
Steph.
talk about okay, Leslie says the VSU calls have a good chance to win this year. Okay. All right. Well,
They do.
hey, I'm there if they win it. I'm so there. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah, me
let's,
too.
yeah, I got you, Leslie, you VSU girls. So let's switch to talk about the parties, because the parties play a huge part in the CIAA. And so first, I want to talk about the day parties, because you all are getting older, and we can do it like we used to.
Well, what you?
And so the day parties. So first, I really want to give a huge shout out to the Legends of Troy, because they show up for us every year at CIAA, and they provide a venue, they provide great music, and they always provide a good, safe time for us. So shout out to the Legends
Absolutely.
of Troy. And
Absolutely.
so the Legend of Troy day party, which is typically, it's typically Friday during the day, which I
Hmm.
think is a great time to have it, because some people come up on Thursday, which I do,
Mhm.
and then some people don't come until Friday. So it really gives them an opportunity to, just roll right into town and go straight to the party. And so, what is it that you all like and appreciate about the Legends of Troy Day Party? I'm gonna go to you first, Herb.
Well, I can, we can go back to Charlotte and where it was originated. And what really drew me in to the day party was the availability of, it being on a Friday day. You come in town, you land, you get yourself together, and that's where you go. That's where everybody went. And primarily because of the Rest in Paradise, my girl Tammy Green, always just so loving and caring and understanding and being creative and being a jazz mindset and having concerts in Charlotte. And I'm a music connoisseur, so kind of that was my draw personally to be coming to the Legends of Troy event because of Tammy. We've always been very, very close, and so coming to support her and knowing that what she does and how she does it is always at the top level and high standards and quality, and the way that it flows was my immediate attraction. Once it left Norfolk, went to Raleigh, and then it in Charlotte. But for me personally, that was my draw. It was the fact that Tammy had such a creative mindset with it, and it was attractive to many, many, many people. So that was my attachment to the Legends of Troy event.
Okay, Dion, what about you?
Yeah, so for me, I'm always about supporting Virginia State family, Crush and the crew and that whole crew, Tammy and them. And so yeah, when it was in Charlotte, I went to that day party, you know, purchased my tables, my bottle service, sat there and had a great time, and so yeah, I really enjoyed it in Charlotte and went to the events. And but when we got to Baltimore, me and Herb decided to do an event on Friday evening. So we haven't been able to get through there because we've been preparing for our event at night. And so, but yeah, I think it's a really, really great event, and I appreciate all that they've done to recognize Virginia State in that way and the way they give back. That's excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely. And Antoinette.
I feel the same way. That was the first that I knew, you know. Didn't know anything about day parties, Crush and Tammy, my homegirl, you know, always so welcoming. Smitty was, there working hand in hand with them.
Yeah.
And just Crush and Kevin, I just loved it all. Bottle service, table service just reminded me of home, being a Philly girl. That's what we did. And just it was just on fire. It was
Yeah,
so exciting. The camaraderie, you see everybody, and that's our alma mater. So the way they did it with such class and such grace, and the unity amongst the leadership of that event was unparalleled. Like they were closer than close. If I couldn't get a ticket, I could go to one of them, and somebody would help me out. Always looked out. Again, just had a marvelous time. And then when later years, I think like after that, that's when Yvette and Jean and Renee, we would roll down together. So never a dull moment. Everybody always had a good time, family oriented. Like Dion said, love the way that they give back. They set the mark. They set the mark. So
So
yeah.
so I just love everything about the Legends of Troy party. If you want to just flow around the room and socialize, you could do that. If you want to party, get your party on to the point that you sweat your hair out and your feet hurting, you can do that, right? If you want to get your drinking on and know that you ain't gonna have to drive and somebody gonna make
That's
sure you
right.
get back to your hotel safe, you can do that. And so I just love
Yeah.
everything about it. And I will tell you that I every time, as soon as they say the tickets are on sale, I am one of the first ones to buy tickets because I'm like, I'm not even taking no chances of not having a ticket, even though I would show up and be like, y'all better stop playing. I'm coming up in this party. But I always make sure that I support them. And Michelle says, pacing yourself is vital. Yes, absolutely. Because, you know, this year, well, last year as well, on Thursday night, Terry Parker and them hosted a gathering at a event, and it was very nice, but it was more laid back. It wasn't necessarily a party; it was just more like a kickback, which is cool, which is a good way to kind of ease your way into what's about to happen over the next few days. And then you
Take
wake
your
up the and you know you try to coat your stomach because you already know it's going to be a very very long day, and so you go to the Legends of Troy party and you know and have a good time. Sharon said, "Ooh wee, the day parties. I can only handle one of them, and the president's meet and greet brunch." She also said, "Rest in
That's
peace to."
Saturday.
And Crush's wife, Leslie, said on behalf of Crush and the Legends of Troy, who was at a basketball game with his CIAA student Morgan, which we need to go and support her. Thank you for your continued support. Michelle says, "Love Tammy." Michelle said, "Legends of Troy parties equates to fire." Yes. And Treva said, "Tammy was certainly a sweetheart." Yes, Tammy is sorely missed. And Leslie said, "Never forget Smitty." Somebody mentioned Smitty,
Yeah.
and that's great. Sharon says, "The love is real. We are some great looking people as well." I'll take that. Stephanie said, "Legends of Troy definitely paved the way." Daryl says, "The parties were on 2 separate days. I can't handle back to back parties. Give us something to do on Saturday." Okay, so on Saturday, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Sit tight, Daryl. Cheese, Mark said, "I've been watching a lot of cooking shows. We like good food. So, are there any restaurants you would recommend? Got to eat." So,
G&M.
what's the name of?
G&M.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there's
G-
another one in Little Italy, or old restaurant, but it's so good.
And what's the one name? Is it Miss Shirley's or Mama Shirley or
Oh, yes, Mama Shirley. Is it Miss Shirley's? I think it's Miss
Miss
Shirley's. Yes,
Shirley's?
definitely.
Of
For
course, they
for
have
breakfast on Sunday.
yes. So there are lots of good places to go and eat. Let's see, Lucy Pearl. I enjoyed a meet and greet last year and then attended the Vikings event. Had a nice time. Okay. Um, so yeah, so the Legends of Troy, our hats are off to you. We appreciate all that you do. We recognize the effort and the time that you all put into making this party a success for us. And so we really, really thank you. So that's Friday during the day. Let's shift to Friday night because after the day party is over, around 6 or 7, we have to go and get some rest because we need to take a nap because we have partied hard at the day party that we need a nap. Now, in all honesty, sometimes the nap lasts all night and you miss the Friday night party. But
Set
sometimes
your alarm.
you got to set that alarm so you make sure you get up and go to the night party, which I plan to do this year for sure. But I've been resting up for the last 2 weeks, so I should be good to go. So Dion and Herb, let's talk about Trojan Love, the Friday night party. What you kind of hinted on this a little earlier. So Dion, what made you all decide to have this party on Friday night?
Well, the Legends of Troy. So the first year of Baltimore, there wasn't a Virginia State party, so we kind of filled that void that first year, and we didn't call it Legends of Troy. We called it Trojan Love. And actually, we had it in the same building that they currently having it in now. But we wanted to be able to bring the Virginia State folks together, and we didn't know whether or not Legends of Troy was coming back or not. So we decided to have a party, and it was a huge success. And so when Darrell and them decided to come back and hold it, we said, hey, there's another opportunity at night for us to have an event. We didn't want to, I guess, engage, and have any conflict with Legends of Troy. So
We
we just
appreciate
decided to, we just,
Absolutely.
yeah. So we just decided, okay, that's their lane. We're not gonna have anything. We don't want to deal with that, and we just wanted them to be successful as they have been. And that party, like you said, is fire. So we just kind of wanted to create our own space, and so we just decided to have it at night and have something for Virginia State folks to do at night also, for those who wanted to come out at night. And that was a
those
huge
who can wake
success
up from
for
the
us
nap.
last year. So yeah, when you wake up from your nap, you come on, and then you can get your boogaloo on some more, and in the evening. So yeah, so that's how we kind of started.
Just take it
Um,
out.
yeah.
Okay, and so Herb, I noticed that you all do a lot of advertising on social media for the Trojan Love Party. And I know that I've been multiple times to you all parties as well, because I'm going to try to support my people as much as I can. And so, talk to us about the importance of getting that support, because we hear, particularly in this climate, we hear a lot about let's support Black businesses, let's support Black businesses. And so, why is it important for us to support you all's Black business?
Well, most importantly, the Black Business Exchange, it takes us all the way back to our heritage and how they took care of each other and how they supported each other and how they uplifted each other, especially within our Black institutions, our HBCUs. Coming from where I'm from, CIAA was a big deal. Everyone came together from all the HBCUs, so the Hamptons and the Norfolk States and the Centrals, and everybody was in the CIAA at that time. But making sure that everyone is invited. There's no excluding anyone. We went to Virginia State. We support Virginia State. We love it. We love it. We love it. And we want to make sure that people understand that piece. But just to make sure that people understand, hey, there is a day party that set the trend many years ago, but now there's an alternative that you can now still come out at night and still have a great time and have a slightly different experience at night than it may be during the day, because we just do things a little different. We just have our own activity. We market different. We do a little advertising and a little marketing to make sure people know and they don't miss it. Because
And so let me add something to that too. And we decided that we would change venues every year to give people a different experience from just having it at one venue. So we decided, hey, we're going to look for different eclectic venues across Baltimore when we can, so we can change the scenery just a little bit.
I love that
lift the environment up and change the atmosphere to where it's not just the same old thing. The event that we had originally at the iconic, it's called the Assembly Room, we were able to be connected to the people that were able to connect us to that location, which was a phenomenal thing. But we had an opportunity to move our next event right down the street because of Legends of Troy. Decided, hey, we want to have our day party, at the same location. Okay, bruh, cool. We'll just create our own lane and we'll just keep it together as Virginia State, but separated so that there's no conflict, so that we
Yeah.
make sure that people understand that there's two separate events, and the event was happened to be just down the street on Guilford last year, and now we're moving to the Palace, which is downtown Baltimore and Charles Street. So moving the location has been.
This
I'm
is
sorry.
really good. That I think it's an excellent idea to move it around, because that make the people that you are contracting with to host the parties, they have to work for your business and not just
Yeah.
take for granted that
Yeah.
you here every year and they gonna make their money. I love
Right.
that. That
Right.
requires you to step up and
Yeah,
treat us the way that we're supposed to be treated. So I love that idea.
yeah, Nat,
Um,
I see that you got your hand up, but the other little piece is, Sherelle, is to bring in the Black businesses. We are supporting the Black
yes.
businesses in this DMV area. So therefore, the vendors come and the caterer comes, and our DJs come from supporting Black business. The sound man, the lights, and everything that happens, the security, everything that's Black owned, we deal with the Black owned businesses. So that piece right there brings it all together. So then we can take a portion of the proceeds and give it back to our alma mater to make sure that we're supporting them in any shape, form, or fashion. So that's the piece right there that's really, really important, just to let everybody know exactly what we're doing, how we're doing it, where we're doing it, and the way that we're going to do it.
Okay.
Shout out to the Baltimore Alumni Association, and
Oh,
that's who
Yes.
we
absolutely.
give our partial
Absolutely, absolutely.
proceeds to. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Internet, you were going to say something?
Yes, Herbie came back and kind of took it a little bit, but that's where I was going. We support other Black businesses, so we want that support as well. Why? Because it not only allows us to build entrepreneurship, it also allows you to bring in partnerships, Black partnerships. So the more you have, the more you can give. Okay, and you're supporting the next generation of students pursuing
Mhm.
higher educational goals while attending HBCUs. You're giving them an example of what it looks like to support Black owned business and to venture into Black entrepreneurship. One of the things that I wanted to correct that Herbie said was it's not an alternative. You provided options.
Oh,
We gave people options,
I like that now. Yes, yes, yes.
allowing, even opening the door for Steph to come in. Steph brings something dynamic, I believe, to you guys. Her people that she brings something dynamic to you guys. Again, Black entrepreneurship, and I love it. And when she does business, she don't play. Okay, and I love that. So being able to navigate, you're supporting, there's no conflict of interest, same team, right?
hmm
Those options are there. You come support your Black entrepreneurship in the day, and now we have another opportunity to support Black entrepreneurship at night. So for that reason, it's just really, really important to stay connected, because it's
Yes.
not it's all about growth. It's
hmm
all about
And
being supportive. It's all
expanding.
about thinking out of the box. It's all
Yes.
about bringing other Black entrepreneurial businesses into your own. It's really about elevating. It's about elevating, and I love that. I love. It's about Black excellence.
So I have to
Yes.
read this comment because Debbie is showing out. Well, she showed out last year. We'll see if she show out again this year. She said I went hard last year, no nap and two parties straight. So she showed out.
Yes. Yes. Listen, hey,
Amazing.
let me squeeze in this comment about this young
About
lady.
what?
So
Can't hear you.
can you hear
Back
me?
up, back away from the back away from. Go ahead, say it.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you about this young lady, Debbie Goop. So supportive. I mean, just pouring out the support and connecting us with folks that we would have probably never met. I mean, really reaching out to say, hey, listen, how do I get these people in? How do I take care of these people? They didn't go to Virginia State. They went to the University of Maryland. This is the football coach at University of Maryland. They want to be able to come. They want to smoke cigars. Can they come? Do you have a cigar lounge? She has been one of the most supportive people that went to Virginia State, along with a whole hundreds of other people. But Debbie Good, thank you so much for all that you have done for Trojan Love experience, to allow your people to be able to come and experience it. Absolutely.
So, quick story about Debbie Good. Of course, we all went to Virginia State. I saw her, seen her on campus everywhere. We always in the same events, and I never really knew her, right? And she never really knew me. But last year at CIAA, I walked up to her and I said, "We should know each other." And so I said, "It's like we don't know each other." And so then we start following each other on social media, and that's what I just love about our Virginia State family, because
love it.
Like, you can just connect with people, and it's not like she didn't have an attitude like, "Why you want to know me?" or it's like, okay, I was thinking the same thing. And so it's been cool. Now I got to give a shout out, because you did mention cigars. I got to give a shout out to Aaron Greer. He frequently attends our Virginia functions and sells cigars to smokers. He's also dropped in the comments where you can get tickets to the basketball games. He's also dropped the list of restaurants. So thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron.
Let's see. Happy to announce HBCU alum owned Spirits as the official tequila. Okay. All right. So thank you for that. Let's see. Hold on. Treva said, "Get down with the get down." Get down with the get down. Preacher.
Party over here, ain't nothing over there. You need to coin that phrase. You need to trademark that.
Okay, you know what? I know, right? So this time has gone by really, really quickly. And so I want to wrap it up with this. I appreciate you all coming on this show, helping me celebrate my 1 year as a podcast host, and talking about experience and all of the reasons why we need to support it and be consistent in our support. We didn't get to talk about the Saturday day party that I go to, which is the Virginia State University's President's Meet and Greet Brunch at the Reginald Lewis Museum. That's always a nice event. I always one of the first ones to buy my ticket. I was one of the first ones probably buy y'all tickets. So I try to get that for sure. So thank you all for joining me. And I am going to ask that you all sit tight for me. I need to do my what the hell segment. And I am going to wrap this up.
Before you go, I just want to say thank you for your platform. You have blessed so many people. You blessed my son. I mean, it's just so much that you do. People don't know. I know. And I just want to say I love you and I appreciate you.
Thank you for that.
And keep bringing it. I'm waiting.
my sister cousin from the Vincent side of the family. So we got to plug that right there, that we become family within this transition. Didn't know that we had the last name of Vincent. So thank you so much, my sister cousin.
Thank you. What the hell are you waiting on to come to CIAA? If you have not been to CIAA in some years, you are missing out. Stop making excuses, because you know goodness well. Oh, my head is shining I'm having a hot flash. Okay. You know goodness well that you spend your money how you choose to. And we are always talking about supporting our Black businesses and supporting our Black cities. This is one opportunity that you can support Black businesses and our Black cities. So what the hell are you making an excuse for as to why you're not coming this year? It is not too late. You should be there. You should bring your crew with you so you all can have a great time. I promise you, you will not regret it. Thank you all so much for joining me. This is again my 1 year anniversary for Let's Get Into It. I'm so excited. It has gone by really quickly. Thank you all for your support. And I look forward to coming back to you in 2 weeks from tonight. And I am going to be having a show to talk about overcoming obstacles and when you are a statistic and you were able to overcome that. So thank you again. Have a great night. Thank you for joining and participating in Let's Get Into It. I want to thank my special guest for being brave enough to get into it. Without you, these conversations cannot happen. Remember, different viewpoints, respect, and love are the foundations of Let's Get Into It. If there's a topic you think I should discuss, drop me a recommendation. If you're interested in being my special guest, let me know because we can and will get into it. Have a great day on purpose, and I look forward to your continued engagement and support as we get into it.